Hi everyone, Melissa here. I'm back with another video, and this week I really want to talk about definitions. They're super important when it comes to how you perceive your reality and your circumstances, and this video is for anyone who's feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, or just really doesn't like what you're seeing in your 3D and your reality in front of you. So if that sounds like you lately, I intend this video helps you snap out of it and see changes and manifestations happen super fast. So before I get into today's topic, just a reminder, I am available for one-on-one coaching. Link for that is in the description of this video. And I also have some awesome affirmation bundles for a specific subject matter and a few courses. My self-concept one is really popular. That's super helpful, especially for someone just starting out on their manifestation journey, conscious creation, your self-concept, who are you being in any moment, however you can define yourself, that's a constant, important factor in manifesting your desires regularly. So anyways, a bunch of cool courses and affirmation bundles, check that out in the link in the description. Okay. I really wanted to talk about definitions because sometimes your reality can seem really difficult, or circumstances can come at you and it feels overwhelming or frustrating, or maybe you have something that you've been trying to manifest for a long time, or circumstances that you've been wanting to change for a long time, and you're just not seeing anything happen. You're not seeing any movement. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling like why can't I make this work? Why am I not able to manifest this thing? It always comes down to your perception. So if you want to get relief quickly from being in a triggered moment or from feeling bad about circumstances, and if you want to see in tandem movement quickly or circumstances shifting in the way you would like, you have to ask yourself, what am I making everything mean? How am I perceiving what's going on? Or in other words, what am I defining it as? So let's do a money example. Okay, so let's say you are super stressed out because you just got a giant bill and you have no idea how you're going to pay it. And maybe this is a pattern that's been repeating. So first of all, when you notice that you're feeling that way, it's because of what you're defining, how you're defining the circumstance. So your perception is you got a bill in the mail, you immediately perceived it as, oh, it's this big bad thing. And then the story attached to that is, it's bad because I can't afford it. It's bad because I don't have enough. It's bad because I can't figure out how the money's going to come. I want to challenge you to step back from that definition, step back from the meaning you're giving that bill, from the meaning you're giving that circumstance, and redefine it. Redefine it. What I mean by that is, what else could I make this mean? What else could, in the world of infinite possibilities, even though my initial perception was this bill is big and bad and I don't have enough, what else could be true? If anything is possible, if there's infinite realities, if my thoughts create, the foundation of conscious creation, right? Your thoughts create. So what else could this mean? Even though right now I've given it this definition, I want to define it as something different. So instead, you look at that bill and you say, this is tiny. I have plenty of money for this. There's always more. There's always more money. Money is always coming to me. This bill is no big deal. I got this. Or actually, they made a mistake. I don't even know that much. Or this is already paid. You see, I just put 3 new definitions on that circumstance, regardless of what proof I think I see or don't see. I redefined it. And then you just hold faith in that new definition. Even if you don't believe it at first, it's okay. But you have to start redefining the thing as the problem in order for the solution to manifest. If you're constantly viewing something as a problem or an obstacle, how can you redefine it so it doesn't equal a problem or an obstacle in your mind? How can you assume something better about it? What's a different label you could put on it? This ties into everyone as you pushed out, everyone and everything as you pushed out, right? That's why you can see changes in people, or maybe you experience a friend one way and another friend experiences that friend in a totally different way, because what label are you giving that person? That's how you're going to perceive them, right? Or what, let's do another example. Specific person is always super popular topic, so let's talk about that. Let's say your specific person, you believe that they are not making you a priority, okay? And the circumstance in front of you is that they promised to take you out on a date and they just bailed on you. They just totally, ignored you, forgot you. That whatever they did, you labeled as, I'm not a priority. That made me feel bad. They don't care about me. There could be many layers to the definition you gave that. But on the surface, whatever action they took made you feel not special, not important, not a priority. Okay. Who cares what that circumstance was? Who cares what they said? Who cares what they didn't say? How are you going to redefine that? So in the face of something that seems completely opposite of what you want, what else could you make it mean? What else could you make it mean? How about they always make me a priority. They always treat me with love and kindness. That, they feel really bad that they couldn't keep their promise. They're going to make it up to me, or they always keep their promises, or we're still going to get together, or I'm the most special person to them. Even though you're not seeing that circumstance in front of you, you have to give it a different meaning. You have to give their behavior a different meaning in order for their behavior to show up different. I always go back to that Wayne Dyer quote. It's really my favorite. But when you change the way you think about things, the things you think about change. So you can't keep defining something or some circumstance or some person the same exact way and expect them to show up different. I think even Albert Einstein said something about that. Thinking the same thing over and over again, or doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. Somebody correct me in the comments if I goofed that quote up, but it's something along those lines. My point in all of this is you have to be willing to accept the possibility that something else could be true. Because what pushes out, what manifests is benign. It's neutral. The meaning you give it is what gives you your experience with it, right? So on its own, getting a bill in the mail means nothing good or bad. It's just a thing. You perceive it and give it a meaning and perpetuate a story and a narrative. And unless you change that narrative or meaning, you're just going to keep continuing to experience bills in that way. Same thing with specific people. A specific person not keeping a promise to you is benign. It means nothing on the surface. It's just a thing. It's an idea. It's a circumstance. How you perceive it is everything, because that perpetuates the story, the narrative, and that's how they're going to keep showing up to you, or how you're going to keep feeling around them until you put a new label on it, redefine it. So especially in moments of chaos and stress and frustration, when you're feeling like nothing's going right, or you're overwhelmed with incredibly stressful circumstances, take a step back and redefine it. Redefine it. And I mean, go completely on the other end of it. Like, I mean, if you're looking at vanilla ice cream, tell yourself it's chocolate. Who cares if somebody told you this is vanilla? Who cares if you watched it be made with vanilla? If you redefine it as chocolate in your experience, it will manifest as chocolate. So, I mean, that's kind of a silly example, but I want to go back to a success I had not that long ago. And this was a really good reminder of how redefining things changes things instantly. I think I did a video on this a while back, but my dog was sick, and I was seeing in front of me visible circumstances that to anybody would equal sickness. I don't want to get into the details, but definitely the thing that was showing up was sick, okay? And I could have completely spiraled and panicked. I pulled myself out of it fairly quickly, and regardless of what I saw, I decided that equals health. That dog is healthy. I don't care what I thought that meant before, but this is what's true now. And when I tell you the shift was instant, I mean, the bridge of incidents instantly started unfolding, which equaled health. Okay, and that's the outcome I got. So practice completely redefining something, even if you feel like you're fooling yourself for a moment, because it's only in the new definition where you'll get your manifestation. Because when you're not redefining things, when you're taking things at face value, if your instant perception is that it's bad or not what you want, if you're not redefining it, you're never changing your story. You could affirm all day long, but if you keep looking at that thing and making it mean the thing you don't want is still true, your affirmation, you've canceled out your affirmations. So like if you keep looking at your SP and saying, there's a third party, there's a third party, there's a third party, even though you're like affirming they only love me, they only love me. But then if you keep thinking about them and deciding there's a third party, that's the definition you're giving that circumstance, you know? So I want to challenge you, whatever is going on that you don't like, whatever circumstance you see in front of you right now that you don't like, redefine it. Give it any new meaning that's anything better than what you currently perceive it as. And even better, give it a meaning that is what you want. So in the face of seeing something exactly opposite of what you want, tell yourself what you want is the truth now. Maybe I thought this was what was true before, but this is what's true now. You can always go general, and I love everything is always working in my favor. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is working out perfectly. Everything's going to be good. You know, if you need to start there, start there. That's still redefining it. But see how much fun you can have with this, and see how drastically you can redefine it. Have fun with it. Because the thing is, if you commit to that new definition, you're going to get that manifestation in your 3D. It's going to change. And redefining it also kind of helps take the pressure off trying to figure out how things are going to work out that way, because you're focusing on the new the new definition. And then just let it unfold. So to go back to the main point of this, whatever circumstances in front of you that you don't like, notice it. Notice your initial definition that's perpetuating the unwanted story about it. Cut it off. Pick a new definition. Put a new sticky note on it. Put a new label on it. Give it a new meaning. Doesn't matter what it is. Just make it something you'd prefer instead. And then watch it. Watch what happens. Just watch what happens. Commit to that new definition. You know, give yourself, if you want to really stick to this, commit to that new definition until you see something shift. And actually, I don't even want to put that pressure on it, because you don't need to be looking for movement out here. The second you commit to the definition, it is so. It is done. The reason for that, which I've talked about in a lot of videos, is because it's only ever the present moment. You're only ever in the now moment. Even if you're thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future, you're still doing so in the now moment. You're creating always in the now moment. You're constantly flipping, creating, changing realities. You know, we just can't see it because it's the main points of our reality remain constant. Where you are, who you are, where you live, what it looks like. You know, so lots of times reality looks exactly the same, even though you're constantly shifting, because with every thought, you're shifting. With every new assumption, you're shifting. With every new definition, you're shifting. It's instant. The shift is instant. Sometimes you can't see it instantly with your eyes. Sometimes you can't experience it instantly with your 5 senses, but it doesn't mean it's not happening. So commit to the new definition and you're instantly shifting. And also that should give you instant relief, because when you start thinking something better, you automatically develop feelings like that. You know, if you pay attention to it, the second you have a better thought, your brain's going to introduce another better thought and another better thought and another similar better thought. It's just naturally how our brains work. So you're going to start instantly feeling better. So not only does redefining it give you instant relief from the panic or stress you're experiencing with your unwanted current circumstances, but it also instantly shifts you. It instantly kicks your manifestation into the direction you want. It instantly starts your manifestation from unfolding. Your only job is commit to that definition. Commit to it with complete conviction, unwavering faith. This is what this now is, period. And somehow, some way, I'm going to see the proof of that. But this is how it is now. This is what's true now, period. I commanded it. I claimed it. I decided it. I defined it. That's it. It's done. Okay? So really play around with those new definitions. You know, you have so much more power than sometimes you realize. And I get it. It can be really easy to get caught up in tough circumstances. You know, we are human, we react, we have stories alive within us that maybe we don't even know about, and things can feel upsetting, but it's up to you how long they stay that way in your experience. The second you start to redefine it, the second it changes. Okay, so practice that, redefine it. I don't care what it is, give it a new definition with conviction, stick to it, and watch how fast things change. Okay, and put in the comments, what are you redefining? I would love to read about it. You know, I gave that chocolate and vanilla example, but it can be so fun, and it can be anything, and you know, take it as far as you can. Like, go from I'm penniless to I'm a millionaire. Go from I'm single to I'm married. That's the type of, basically what I'm trying to tell you is there's no limits. So have fun with it, play around with it. And it's not just a game, and it's not just a challenge. Truly, you're experiencing your definitions, you're experiencing your reality through your perception. So the second you start changing those definitions, your perception changes, your experience changes, your manifestations unfold more in line with what you prefer than what you don't. Okay, so comment what you're redefining and results you have. I would love to read about it. And if you guys have any ideas for upcoming videos you want me to do, please put that in comments. And yeah, have some fun with this one. Okay, I intend you have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.